So I was standing inside of an ice cave in Eben, Michigan, surrounded by large, sharp, heavy icicles hanging above my head, when I realized that the inner critic isn't a voice, it's a temperature. It's the way that we speak to ourselves. It freezes us. And I'll be honest, I almost didn't even make this video because the moment that I say the words self-compassion, a lot of people, especially men and clients that I see, they mentally check out. You know, that sounds weak, Sean. That sounds soft. That's not what men do. That's so unnatural. I couldn't do that. But what I've learned, both personally and as a therapist, is that self-compassion isn't softness. Self-compassion is self-leadership. Self-compassion is the way that we respond to the parts of us that are hurting, afraid, overwhelmed, or exhausted, without abandoning ourselves. We show up, we care for ourselves. Instead of talking about that in therapy language, I want to show you how I learned about this, both standing inside of the cave and actually on the way to the cave by something that my son did for my daughter. And it got me thinking about self-compassion in a whole different light.
Where are we walking to?
The cave.
What caves?
The ice cave.
All right, we better get going. Yeah. There it is. Giving her the self-esteem that she can do it. She can do hard things. Maybe help your sister up. Is that a bridge?
Careful, don't step right there, don't step right there.
We've already
What the
seen
hell?
somebody fall down into the creek. So this may be a little bit of a hassle.
Oh wow, Mom's running up the hill. I wish I was in that kind of health. You got it? And go. Oh my gosh. All right, we made it. Woo! Way to go, guys. Is it cold?
Feel, no. Feel the white ice and feel the other ice. And feel that, and then come and feel this. Do you feel the texture difference?
It is.
One of these icicles could fall at any moment.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I would hate to think how long it would take EMS to get here.
When you step inside of these caves, the first thing that you notice is how sharp and heavy the ice is. The ceiling above you is breathtaking and also terrifying. As I was standing there, I was taking it all in, and I began to kind of think about how this made me feel like anxious. It was almost like a physical version of this inner critic that I know too well. It's that voice that says, "Should have handled that differently, Sean. What's wrong with you, man? Everyone else can do it. Why can't you?" You know, for a lot of us, that voice is just there. It's always hanging over us or chirping in our ears. It's cold-hearted, unforgiving, pointed, ready to drop at any moment. And just like ice, that voice doesn't form overnight. Ice forms when warmth disappears and temperatures drop. A drip freezes, then another and another, layer upon layer, and there you are, freezing alive in it. So while I was at home reviewing and rewatching the footage, I remember being inside of the cave and I was explaining to my children about how it's icy in the winter and then in the summer it's a beautiful waterfall. And I started thinking about self-compassion differently as more of the slow return of warmth to that inner world. Not a heat that destroys everything, just warmth. Enough warmth to soften what has grown cold and sharp. But the moment that really brought this home wasn't inside of the cave. It was on the way there.
Oh man, this is very sketchy. Around the cliff.
There's a part of the trail that declines and is slippery. And my 5-year-old daughter stood there and froze. You could see it in her body, you know, the fear, the hesitation, I'm not sure if I can do this. And before I could even step in, my oldest son walked up to her, lifted her up gently, held her close, and carried her across. And he did this multiple times. He didn't shame her. He didn't say, "Come on, toughen up." He didn't compare her to her brother or somebody else. He simply responded with strength and kindness at the same time. Self-compassion is not self-pity. It's not self-indulgence. It's not selfishness. And it's not weakness. Self-compassion stands up and carries. It says, this is my job. It says, when part of me can't keep up, I don't attack it. I lead it. Self-compassion can be broken down into 3 parts. The first part is self-kindness. Self-kindness is the shift from a drill sergeant to a steady leader. It's a change from the tone we use with ourselves. It means noticing the pain and responding the way we would to someone we love, someone that we care about. That's what my son did for his sister. He was strong, protective, kind. The second part is common humanity. This means remembering the struggle is not a personal defect. It's part of being human. Inside the caves, surrounded by other people, there was this sense that we were all in this together. Everybody had to make the trip, from my 5-year-old daughter to her grandmother. Everyone struggles. Everyone gets afraid. Everyone has limits. The third part is mindfulness. Now, mindfulness means noticing what we're feeling without either pushing it away or drowning in it. It's standing under 1,000 pounds of ice with awe and also some fear. Mindfulness allows us to say, this is hard right now, and I'm still here. Later on in the hike, my daughter was exhausted and tired, and so was I. She was cold, and she was done with the journey. Now, I had this sled, so instead of forcing her to push through it and walk it, I helped her. Now, inside of each of us, there are places that feel warm, open, flexible, and there are places that have grown cold and rigid. Cold shows up as harshness. It's shame-based, self-attacking, self-neglecting. Harshness always lowers the temperature. It freezes any movement. It freezes flexibility. It freezes growth. But kindness raises the temperature, not dramatically, not instantly, but slowly and consistently until the frozen parts begin to thaw. And when they thaw, movement returns, flexibility returns. Compassion isn't just feeling nice towards ourselves. Compassion is temperature work. And this became incredibly practical on the walk back, because on the way out, my daughter fell asleep in the sled, and she was completely exhausted, so I didn't blame her. And so I pulled her through the snow on this trail for the last mile. And people were walking past us, and we had a lot of jokes. Oh, she's got it made. I wish somebody would pull me like that. Hey, do you want $20 for your sled? I'll gladly take that. And we laughed together. But the whole time I was pulling her on the sled, I kept thinking to myself, nobody else is going to do this. I, as her father, need to do this. And when someone is worn out, love carries them. I want to share a simple practice from ACT that you can use while walking to apply this. It's called the loving kindness walking practice. And remember, this is not positive thinking or just puffy affirmations here. This is temperature work. So as you walk, really anywhere, you can silently repeat a phrase that begins with may I. Not I want or I have, just may I. It gives permission. Examples might be, may I be at peace. May I be kind to myself. May I be patient with my limitations. May I be free from suffering. You practice over and over being gentle with yourself, giving yourself permission to be. And when your attention is pulled towards something else or someone else, you extend it to them too. May you be at peace. May you be safe. May you feel cared about. And then you return to yourself. And you can apply this to a person, a thing, object, experience, sensation, a memory, or a thought or a feeling. May this tree be at peace. May this memory find healing. May this sadness be comforted. This isn't magic. It's practice. It's warming the frozen places inside. It's learning to carry yourself the way that I carried my daughter that day. Not because she earned it, not because she deserved it, but because she needed help. And I love her. And we can apply that to ourselves. Self-compassion means we begin to treat ourselves in our own exhaustion like that, with steadiness, strength, kindness, without abandoning responsibility, without collapsing into self-pity, just caring for ourselves the way that we care for those entrusted to us. So I want to leave you with this image. Right now, inside many of us, this inner world looks like an ice cave. It's cold, it's rigid, it's heavy and harsh, maybe still beautiful, but painful. And harsh self-criticism keeps dropping the temperature until even the strongest parts of us start to freeze and feel brittle. But when warmth returns, when compassion returns, the ice doesn't explode, it melts, it softens. And the same ice that once felt dangerous hanging over you becomes something alive again, becomes movement, becomes a beautiful waterfall. Self-compassion is the slow return of warmth to those frozen places inside of us. So I want to leave you with 2 questions, and I would love to hear your comments. First, what would happen if you talked to yourself the way that you talk to your children? What self-compassion might arise? And second, what might self-compassion change in your inner world? Because self-compassion isn't softness. It is self-leadership and changes the temperature in the room. Remember, your journey towards a more purposeful and mindful life begins with a single click.